Are you a wrestling fan or do you like wrestling at all? Who currently on the roster is your favorite wrestler? Let us know in the comments below. Welcome to Media Mondays, where we talk about different media, and today we're going to do wrestling because over the weekend we had the Royal Rumble, and I enjoy talking about wrestling. It's been a minute since I've talked about wrestling, and so I kind of want to talk about the Royal Rumble here for you and your thoughts about it. So my thoughts about it as well. So this will be a little bit longer video, but we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. We're going to each of the match, break it down, and my thoughts on them. So you start the match off with the Women's Royal Rumble. And I thought it was not a bad match. You're building some storylines here. You have some future rivalries and two things. My only ever big complaint was there was always like way too many women in the ring once we started getting people in because it took forever to people get eliminated. So, and I get it. They want to do that whole spot with Nia Jax eliminating like 6 people at one time. That was like so tug. Like everyone's on the outside. It's like Nia Jax is going to run over there and eliminate like 7 people. So she can have some kind of record or whatever for the women. But you know, Charlotte winning it was pretty predictable because you knew she was coming back. So you're like, oh, they're obviously going to give it to her. I feel like you could have done better and maybe given it to Roxanne Perez, or somebody unexpected. I don't know if you give it to Bayley again, but there's a couple other people who, you could have given a shot to, given it to or whatnot. But yeah, it was quite interesting to see, that match. It had some good spots. It had some slow spots. It has set up some good things, and it's curious to see how it's going to play out in the future with different people and different rivalries, who Charlotte's going to choose. I kind of hope she chooses Tiffy because I feel like that's a better matchup and better thing that I'd want to watch between those two over her and Rhea, because whoever Charlotte faces, that person's dropping the title, and I don't think Rhea needs to drop it again. She needs the title for a bit. She's holding on to that title because she's pretty dominant, But that was that match. You got the tag match. That tag match actually was really, really good. I hope we see some more between those two. And now, maybe we're setting up for a 3-man tag match since, the Street Profits got in at the very end and messed things up and attacked everybody. So they will have a 3-way tag match at some point. That'd be pretty cool. Or maybe there's going to be some kind of eliminations chamber tag match set up. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if they do that really anymore because they want to give the titles and shots for titles and stuff like that, elimination chamber. So then we got the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens match, and man, was that match brutal. Like just a straight up fight going back and forth, beating the fire out of each other. The spot where Kevin goes off the top rope and hit Cody onto the ladder that was there, man, I was like, is everyone okay? Because Kevin hit it funny, and also Cody kind of bounced funny. I was like, oh man, are they actually really hurt? Are they going to call this a no contest or whatnot? But then it all ended up clearing up, obviously. So it wasn't bad. That match had some really intense moments in it, and, you thought, is Sami Zayn going to come in here and affect this match? Is Sami Zayn going to turn heel? But he didn't, so that's interesting to see where we're building with storylines with that. Maybe there's going to be a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing. Maybe Kevin, who knows how quickly Kevin comes back, But supposedly both Kevin and Cody had legit injuries, or at least you never know if they're legit or not, but I assume there's some injuries. Probably, I'm assuming they're going to write Cody off of having to fight for a minute until WrestleMania, give him a little bit of a break, but let him still be on there, say he's injured, whether he actually is or not. Who knows? Hopefully he really didn't get legit injured. If the Kevin is all right as well, they can get back up and compete and everything like that. Then we get to the men's Royal Rumble. And I thought it was good. My one biggest complaint is, so the moment where they put Speed in, I really didn't like. I get it, but I'm also like, man, you could have put another wrestler in there. You could have brought a commentator in. You could have put like Wade Barrett to put him in there for a minute if you wanted to wrestle. You could have brought somebody back. You could have put a Hall of Famer in there, like a legend in there, instead of getting speared. Although when he got speared, and that was crazy. The spear from Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker does the spears well. It was pretty predictable, not predictable, but everyone thought, oh, John Cena. I didn't want John Cena. In my head, I thought my top people that I thought, Jay was one of them, just because he's hot right now, and you got to give the hot guys the push. I thought him, CM Punk, Cena was always a possibility, and then Roman Reigns is always a possibility because he's like the top guy, so why not give him more of a push? But he just didn't need it. None of those guys necessarily needed it. I think CM Punk, Logan Paul would be an interesting matchup at some point. Since he eliminated him. What's quite funny though is knowing that a lot of wrestling fans got super mad about that is good booking. When like your fans get mad about who eliminated a person, it's pretty cool. I was like, man, why did they let him do that? But at the same time, everyone's always like, I learned about CM Punk did stand by the ropes, and it was like one of the first guys is like he's standing by the ropes a little extra too long, gloating that he eliminated somebody, and then he got himself eliminated. But Jay winning, I like it. And I don't. He can't go after Cody because I don't think Cody's dropping that title anytime soon, unless he drops it to Punk, which I could see. I would love to see Cody Punk at Mania if Punk can win the Elimination Chamber match for the title shot or whatever. I think that would be good. So I think Jay Gunther, and I think Jay wins and beats Gunther. That gives Gunther a chance to move on and, eventually come back for other titles and other shots and other places, sets up some other matchups. But, my biggest thing right now in the WWE is the people holding the titles. You've got so many good people, and not everyone has to have a title on them, But back in the day, it was like, every other month, people dropping titles and picking up titles. Nowadays, people have these super long title reigns, and sometimes it can push people out or not give people as much of a chance to have a title shot, things like that. So I'm curious to see in the future. Be shorting these down. But the Royal Rumble overall, really, really enjoyed it. Had some really good matches. There was a couple people I was hoping would show up and be there. The fact that Joe Hendry was there is pretty cool. The partnership between WWE and TNA is pretty awesome now. Hopefully we'll see some more of that in future events and things like that. Maybe some kind of crossover to the point where probably WWE will eventually buy TNA. It's just going to happen. But what are your thoughts? Did you enjoy the Rumble? Did you watch it at all? Do you think, which title is Jay going after? Which title is Charlotte going after? And what do you think about Drew McIntyre leaving and being upset because a spot that happened, which I believe was like LA Knight and Logan Paul getting a little bit too much spotlight for not setting up his elimination with Damian Priest, because they're trying to set up a storyline there between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre again because, title thing that happened. But let me know in the comments your thoughts. We thank you so much for being here, and as always, we'll see you next time.